Listening? You have headphones? Testing. 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm Alex Raubicheck from Fortune 550 TV, coming to you from the Disco Biscuits tour bus with their keyboardist, Aron Magner, on Identity Festival at the hometown stop for Camden, New Jersey, Philadelphia. Now, this is, for the most part, a tour of DJs, and the Disco Biscuits are often considered a hybrid band in the sense that you guys bridge the gap between rock and roll and electronic music. And on this festival so far, how have you been playing live shows? Have you been catering to the fans, or have you been doing the usual Disco Biscuits thing and going out and play what you feel?
I mean, I think what the Disco Biscuits always do is kind of do what we feel, and you know, the music that we play and that we write is music that we love to play and write, and luckily throughout our career there's been, you know, thousands and thousands of fans that have also loved to listen to the music that we love to play and write. So we're kind of lucky when we do that. I don't think we're necessarily chameleons getting up there. I mean, what we do is definitely unique. You know, we're the only live band on this entire festival. You know, when we started out kind of using in electronic music into our style of music, we were definitely influenced by many DJs and electronic music in general, and kind of what these producers and DJs can do in their home studio and humanize it. And that's what we continue to do on stage. All these artists definitely, all these DJs and producers have a different style that's really unique to themselves. You know, there's not like, you know, 4 Dutch house DJs here. You know, and there is not that, you know, we're the only real like live band. I guess Buka Shade is kind of a live band, you know, a hybrid if you will, but everybody has their uniqueness on this tour. Because
I could say after 2006, including that year, I noticed a lot of more washes and not leads in your music, I guess you'd say, in terms of the synthesizer. It's more about harmonizing with the music and less about the hard lead that your early 1.0 sound, quote unquote, encompassed.
Well, the goal of the band has always been to never really have one single person step outside of the ball for too long. I mean, and that's somewhat elastic. There's always going to be somebody that, you know, like needs to stand out, needs to take the lead for a little bit. You know, it's a little bit like like if the person outside of the ball was kind of like pulling everybody else on a rope and then catching everybody up and then like going forward, and you know, that needs to happen sometimes. But the approach to our music has always been where collectively we get from point A to point B, you know, or from point A to, you know, point G.
Of the 9 songs on the album, which is your favorite?
I think We Like to Party.
Why?
I think it sounds like the Disco Biscuits should sound in 2011.
Conspirator, your other band, is about to embark upon its second full tour of 2011. What new and exciting things can fans expect to see on this tour as opposed from last?
I mean, we've got a lot of new songs. I mean, I think that's the most important part. You know, when Conspirator kind of, you know, started off, it was, you know, a little bit more of an afterthought. We were playing songs that were, you know, 4 or 5 years old, and we'd creep in a new song every now and again because we were getting sick of playing songs that were 4 or 5 years old. But it was okay because we'd only play, you know, a dozen shows a year tops, you know. Now that we're actually doing full, like, you know, 2-3 week stretches, we kind of feel a desire, you know, borrowing over from, you know, the Biscuits, a need to switch up the set list every single night, and not, you know, play the same show every night. We definitely have a desire to put in as many new songs as possible. Plus, the most important part is that every new song that we write is legitimately better than the last, you know. So the cream is you know, visibly rising to the top, you know, as these songs from 4 or 5 years ago, or for that matter even, you know, 4 or 5 months ago, are starting to sink into less and less rotations because these new songs are constantly like getting better. We're having, you know, a lot more authority over, you know, harnessing the power of technology for sure, and really like embracing our producing skills, and we're just getting better at it, you know. So we're getting a much better understanding as to how to produce a track, and a much better understanding of how to play our instruments over a produced track. So that's definitely what I'm, you know, looking forward to most, is really banging out some of these amazing new songs that we've been pumping out for Conspirator, for sure.
Do you see yourself performing live music for the rest of your life? Is this something that you want to do forever? And that being said, built upon that, what kind of future stuff do you think of in terms of your career?
You know, man, it's interesting. I was talking to good friend and very respected musician Tom Hamilton maybe like 6 months ago, and we were kind of talking about this issue in general. You know, like here we are in our mid-30s. We've been doing this professionally for 15, 20 years, and kind of almost job interviewing ourselves. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? And the bottom line is that when we decided to do this, 20 years ago, to like make music our lives, I mean, this is like who I am, it's like, I tried in college to, it took me so long to declare music as a major, because I wanted to try something that I was just as passionate about as I was about music. But at the end of the day, I declared music very late into my college career, because there was nothing that I was as passionate about as music, and a friend actually took me aside and he was like, you live, breathe, eat, sleep music. Like, who are you fooling? Like, just be a music major and be a musician. And so, I kind of like set my mind to that, and that's what I'm doing. And so the conversation that I was having with Hamilton as we were discussing it, he was like, like 20 years ago, like, we bought the ticket, you might as well ride the ride. That's what we're doing.
Absolutely. And on a personal note, as a diehard fan of the Disco Biscuits and as you as a musician, it's beyond inspiring to hear you say all these things on Identity Festival. Going forward, it seems like you have not only direction, but a passion behind what you do in your career. And I wish you nothing but the best of luck. Aron Magner, thank you so much for your time with Fortune 550 TV, coming to you from Identity Festival in Camden, New Jersey. I'm Alex Raubicheck.
I'm Aron Magner.
So long.